is Nastasia if you're new here. I'm a full-time traveler. I have been living in Portugal for the winter months, but today we are taking a little bit of a break from the mainland of Portugal and we're going on a side quest. We're actually going to be going to Portugal's islands, the Azores Islands. They're in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. They're really small. A lot of people don't even know they exist, but if you guys know, I am half Portuguese as well, and my family is actually from these islands. My grandmother and my aunt/godmother are visiting the islands from the United States, so I'm gonna go meet up with them there, and I'm gonna be there for about 5 days. I've actually spent 2 summers living on this island, so I'm really excited to go back. I absolutely adore Portugal, but the islands are just different. Like, I can't explain it. I'm really excited to go visit my family and just have a chill week. So obviously you guys are coming with me on the side quest. I'm on a long layover at the Lisbon airport. It's about like 3.5 hours. Just got myself some food and I'm chilling, but I wanted to get the video going. Not 100% sure what we're gonna be getting up to on this little side quest. I was checking the weather and I'm actually really mad about this because it has been so rainy here in Porto for the last 2 months, and finally this weekend they're getting like 5 days of sunshine and like only partly cloudy, and the weather's supposed to be amazing here. And of course it's the exact 5 days that I'm gone, and then I looked at the weather on the island because I'm like, oh, maybe they're getting sun too, and no, it's rainy there and it gets sunny the day that I leave. So kind of fake. It's really looking forward to a little bit of better weather because I don't know, I just like want to leave the house. The new like Lunar New Year and like Year of the Fire Horse starting, like I'm really feeling all the fire horse energy and I just want to like go outside and like I just want to be outside. Okay, guys, we get some good weather. I want to do some hiking. I want to go explore the cities. I want to show you guys some of my favorite restaurants and my favorite food on the islands. This is like such a niche trip, and like I'm going to put you guys on to the Azores, okay? Because you guys really should go visit. If anything, I know that it's going to be like a very cozy, introspective, like we're going to journal, read, watch movies, like go on nature walks. Like I think it's going to be a really chill time, but I'm really, really excited. So without further ado, I'm going to go find a place to chill. I want to read a book and kind of just hang out until I have to board my next flight. And I will see you guys soon. We just landed on the island and I'm literally so excited. It's not raining right now, but it is like really dark outside because it's 8 p.m. so you can't really see anything, but I'm waiting for my aunt and my grandmother to come pick me up from the airport. They're almost here and I'm literally so excited. We're not going to do anything tonight obviously because it's late, but my grandma did make my absolute favorite Portuguese food of all time. Told her like the one thing I want is alcatra, and they don't have it in the area of Portugal that I've been staying in, so I've been craving it because it's literally my favorite meal ever, and I guess she made it for me, so I'm really excited for that. I'm also really hungry. I am just going to wait for my family to come pick me up, and then we're gonna head to the house, and I will probably check in with you guys tomorrow, most likely, because we're not gonna be doing anything tonight. Okay, bye. Good morning. It is now the next day. I woke up and just like enjoyed a little bit of coffee with my aunt, and it's actually her birthday, so I'm really excited to celebrate with her today. That was part of the reason that I came out here. Right now, I'm just gonna get ready because we're actually gonna go into the city here on the island and have like a city day. We want to go to one of our favorite cafes here, walk around a little bit. She does have some meetings to attend. We're gonna go to a restaurant for lunch and a restaurant for dinner, so it should be like a really fun day. But I thought it'd be fun to just like kind of hang out and chat. So there's actually a lot of lore with me in this island outside of my family being from Portugal and being from these islands, because back in 2023 I went through like a major canon event that literally uprooted the entire trajectory of my life. It's a story for another day. I honestly don't know if I'll ever put it on the internet because like, I don't know, it's just so heinous. But basically, like, my entire life changed. Like, I had to move back to my hometown and with my parents, like, left my career of 6 years. Like, it was just really hard for me, and it was a really hard year. And this was in the beginning of 2023. And then basically, I just kind of spent 6 months, like, traveling and resting and just, like, trying to recover after everything that happened. And so that was the first time that I spent a summer living in Portugal. I spent so much time with my family, and it was so healing. Last summer in 2025, I moved here for the summer again, so I spent another 3 months here. And so this place just always feels like a safe place to land, but I've never been here like in the winter time. It's very different. Like, the weather is very windy, and like, I don't know, I'm very interested to see how things are being here at a different time of the year. Like, everybody always says the Azores is like the Hawaii of Europe, but I disagree. I think it's more of like if Hawaii and Ireland had like a love child, because you have all these really beautiful fields with all these cows and it's so green everywhere. And then you do have more of that like tropical feel. These are also volcanic islands, so like all the beaches here are like volcanic rock, which I actually found that I really, really like, because you don't get like sand all over you when you go swimming here. So pretty much my routine the entire summer, so I'd wake up every single day and I would have my breakfast out here in this little sunroom and just stare at the ocean, read a book, journal. Like, I would just sit here in silence and listen to like all the birds and all the nature. It's so peaceful and quiet here. And then once it would get later in the day and it would start to warm up, I would just go to the ocean and swim every single day, you guys, for like 2-3 hours, and that was my routine the entire summer. I'm gonna finish doing my makeup and I'm gonna go pick out an outfit, and then we're gonna get going for the day, and we'll see where the day takes us. I just finished getting ready, so here's the outfit. We're not gonna talk about how I'm wearing the same sweater as yesterday. I just wanted to wear it. This cute little brown sweater on, and then I'm just wearing some black jeans and my Docs. And then my grandma, she's so cute. She was like, oh, here's like a longer, more trench coat type of puffer jacket, because I have like a shorter one, just like a regular size one, but my pants get wet here because of like it rains sideways. So she was like, wear the trench coat one, it'll be a little better. She also gave me this cute little purse, which is so sweet of her, because I was wearing my Kavu bag, which is more like my everyday bag. Honestly, it's a little bit more granola because I just like it, but she was like, this one's cuter and it's a little bigger, and it's nice because I was able to fit like my 2 journals, my Kindle, all my camera stuff and everything, because while my aunt's in her meetings, I think I'm gonna like find somewhere to go sit in a cafe and like journal and just do a little bit of work on my own. So very nice, super cute. Thank you to my grandma. And now we're gonna head to the city. Hi guys, so we're in the city now, and I'm actually at one of my favorite little cafes here called Alianza. When we got here, my aunt had to go to one of her meetings, so we ended up splitting up right away, and the weather was really nice. Like, it's not raining. I was just expecting it to be raining all day. So I actually went for a little walk, a little stroll through the city, and just soaked up all the energy, because I'm so happy to be back. I feel like because I've been here during so many like transitional periods in my life, this just always feels like a really cozy, homey place for me. I've just been enjoying people watching. I sat at a bench and journaled for a little bit. Now I'm here at the cafe while I'm waiting for my aunt. We're gonna meet up in like 20 minutes, but I decided to stop and get myself like a little coffee. And then I wanted to show you guys my favorite sweet treat here on the island, because everybody knows when you come to Portugal, you have to get a pastel de nata. But one of my favorite sweets that you can get in Portugal is actually only on our island here in Terceira, and the traditional place to get this is at a cafe called Forno. So if you come here, like, that's the traditional place, but I think everywhere makes good ones, and it's called a Dona Amelia. It looks like this, and it kind of has like a little bit more of a gingerbread cinnamony flavor, and then it has powdered sugar, and it's literally my favorite thing ever. Honestly, I was so obsessed with them the first time I ever tried them. I learned how to make them, and now this is like my traditional thing that I bring to like family holidays and stuff, because I love them so much. So you need to make sure you try Dona Amelia. I also got a Dubai chocolate like cupcake thing because it's my aunt's birthday, and she loves anything Dubai chocolate, so I thought it'd be a cute little surprise to get her one of these. So I just got a little box of treats, and I've just been sitting here hanging out until we meet up. One thing that kind of surprised me is when I was walking around the city, I noticed it was like really bustling and really lively, and people here always talk about how there's like nothing to do outside of the summer, so I guess I was expecting it to be a little bit dead, but there was like so many cars, so many people, the energy was very much alive, and I was happily surprised because I just really wasn't expecting that. And honestly, one thing that I love about being on these islands is I feel like it's all of my favorite things about being Portuguese. The phrase, "it really takes a village," they live that here. For many, many years, life has been very hard. The islands were not very modern for a really long time. And even now, like, tourism is like just starting to be easier and more accessible here because they're just so small. And even like my own grandparents, they grew up here, of course, and they didn't even have running water or electricity in their house until I think my grandma was like 14 or 15 years old, she said. So it's crazy just to think about how far these islands have come, but also like how many conveniences I've grown up with without even thinking about it, and like where my own grandparents came from. I feel like because of that, the community here is so tight-knit and they really look out for each other, which I love. You always know somebody's there and willing to help you. People will just stop in the streets. If they see their neighbor like driving by, they'll like wave them and flag them down, and they'll like stop their car on the road just to say hi to their neighbor. It's always been one of my favorite things, and I think that's why I feel so at home here. I'm gonna finish my coffee and just sit here and hang out, and then I'm gonna go meet up with my aunt for lunch. I actually just woke up from a crazy nap. We got home from the city a couple hours ago, and I just came in my room to like rest for a little bit because we're going to dinner tonight with like a bunch of my family, and my allergies, anytime I'm somewhere super windy, they just go crazy. And so I could already feel myself getting like kind of itchy, my eyes feel kind of puffy, and my allergies just make me really fatigued. So I came in here to rest and like lay down and just chill, and then ended up passing out. And it was one of those naps where you wake up and you're like, what year is it? Where am I? These outside my window are literally sideways right now because the wind is so strong. So yeah, that's kind of fun, but it's already like a little after 5 p.m. right now, and we're probably gonna leave in about an hour to go to dinner for my aunt's birthday. I'm really, really excited because not only am I gonna see my family, which I don't get to see them very often, obviously, we're going to a seafood restaurant, and I literally can't wait. I love seafood so much. Anywhere in Portugal, you're gonna be able to get amazing seafood, but obviously being on an island, I feel like it's just a little bit more next level. And one of my favorite Portuguese dishes, they're called lapas, and they're really popular here, and they're one of my favorite foods in Portuguese cuisine of all time. So I will definitely be getting lapas. I really want some like calamari, literally any seafood, just give me all of it. So I'm really excited for our dinner tonight. I've never tried this specific restaurant, but I already know it's gonna be good. One of my family here doesn't speak English. Obviously makes sense. So this will be like a really good opportunity for me to practice my Portuguese. And I'm actually really excited because I feel like my Portuguese from the last time they saw me to now is a world of difference. Like I've just improved so much over the last 6 months. So I'm really excited because I think this time I'll actually be able to understand them and be able to respond to them more efficiently than I could in the summer. Like I was barely getting conversational this summer, and now I'm like, not like fluent, definitely not fluent by any means, but I'm a lot better with having conversations, and I have less fear with speaking, especially recently. So I'm excited to see them and surprise them with my Portuguese and just get to hang out. I'll see you guys in a minute. Morning. It is now the next day. It is Saturday, and I've actually been up for a few hours now. I randomly woke up at like 5:30, and I just knew I wasn't going to fall back asleep. So I just decided to get going with my day. So I came out into the sunroom and decided to watch the sunrise, and I put on like Fred again live sets. If you guys watch my videos, then you know that I'm obsessed with his piano live sets on YouTube. So I put one of those on and I was writing for a little bit, and then I journaled, and I've just been really enjoying like no screen time in the mornings. I literally leave my phone on my bed and just go about my morning, and it helps me feel like so creative, so connected with myself, and just so calm and peaceful when I start my day. So highly recommend. And honestly, being here in the Azores, like being on this island, especially with the weather the way that it is, it just makes sense to have like time to slow down and be present with yourself. So I've just been sitting out here like watching the rain. It's super foggy and windy, and listening to the birds chirp. I also made breakfast, and then I was reading for a little bit. I just started this book. It's called The Spark of the Everflame. It's not like a new book or anything. It's a series, but I just seen the name floating around on like book YouTube and stuff, and I finally decided to pick it up. So I'm about 100 pages in now, and it's starting to get really good. I'm definitely intrigued. I actually need to start getting going with my day. I'm going to go shower and get ready because people are starting to wake up in the house, and we're doing something really exciting. I was going to try to go for a hike today, but the weather does not permit. I'll be going to my cousin Julie's house because we have this fun little tradition that we've started that every time I've been on the island, she teaches us how to cook something. So she was actually the one that taught me how to make the dona milhas that I really like. And then last year I learned homemade pizzas. And then this time we're actually going to be learning how to make alcatra, which is my favorite Portuguese food. It was the dish that I had the night that I came in. And this dish is really special to me because obviously it's delicious and I love what it tastes like, but it's also a really nostalgic recipe because growing up in the United States but having like a different culture, like I'm half Portuguese and half Mexican, for the holidays we would always have Portuguese food, and it was something I would always look forward to because it's really, really good. And specifically with this dish, my grandma would always make it for Christmas. So it always reminds me of the holidays and I don't know, just like being with my family, and it was a way that I felt connected to my culture even when I wasn't in Portugal. And it's also really cool because this is actually a regional dish to the Azores Islands, and I'm pretty sure it's specifically from the island of Treseda as well. I'm gonna go get ready and get going with my day, and we're gonna go learn how to make some Portuguese food. Back at the house, and as you can see, the sun is shining and it is absolutely magnificent. Nothing beats a sunny day on these islands. As far as the eye can see, there's just rolling hills of these beautiful green fields. There's cows grazing everywhere, and then the blue ocean just as far as you can see, the birds chirping. It's just magical. Sitting here in the sunroom, I opened up the windows to let the fresh air in, and it's like the perfect mix of like warm from the sunshine and then cold air from the winter air. I had a lot of fun at our little cooking lesson today, and I wanted to talk about it because I've been taking Portuguese lessons for the last year. It's always been a big goal of mine in my life to be able to speak Portuguese because I grew up hearing it with my family, but I was never able to learn from them. So I started taking lessons about a year ago. Last time when I was here 6 months ago, we really struggled to follow conversations. I couldn't converse well at all. Like if anybody went off script with the phrases I already knew, I wasn't able to respond. And so I just noticed I would get really like frustrated and really tired very quickly from social settings. And it was difficult. Like learning a language is hard, and I was really, really new and I was struggling, and that's normal. Now, 6 months later, coming back, I really expected to struggle a lot. But today when we did the cooking lesson, my family member that taught us, she doesn't speak any English. Like she speaks small phrases, but she does not speak English. And so she completely taught me how to make this recipe in Portuguese, and I could actually understand. I was able to follow along with what was going on. I was able to converse and respond in Portuguese. It was a huge milestone for me, and it was actually really, really exciting to realize this, especially because every language has a lot of accents, but in Portugal, we talk about accents a lot, and specifically the islands are supposedly the region with the strongest accent. My family has a really strong accent. My teacher is from the mainland, like she's not from this area, so I'm not learning my own family's accent. And so it is a little bit difficult for me to understand at times, but I noticed this time it was a lot more second nature to understand. Like I didn't have to try as hard, I didn't have to focus as hard, even though there's like still some things I don't understand, of course. Like it was so much easier this time, and I could actually really respond and like be in the conversation. I feel super proud of that, but I have about an hour now. We're actually gonna go back to her house, and we're all gonna have a family dinner with the food that we made, and then we're gonna like play some board games and stuff. I'm gonna read for a little bit and continue on in my book, and then we're gonna go get dinner soon. Good morning. It is now the next day, and we are going on a last-minute side quest. I woke up before the sunrise, and one of my favorite things to do here is come to a specific place to watch the sunrise, because the first time that I ever came to this island, I landed in the evening, and I decided to stay up through the night so that I wouldn't be jet lagged. And so my family and I decided to come here to watch the sunrise so that we could stay awake. So the first time I ever saw this island in daylight was here by the water, and it was just one of the most beautiful sunrises that I've ever seen in my life. I think to this day it is still my absolute favorite. So then every time I've been back since, I always try to catch the sunrise at this spot as many times as I can. The sun is already pretty much up and it's cloudy, so I don't think we're gonna get any colors, but I figured we could at least just come sit by the water, read for a little bit, and just have a relaxing morning, because it is still one of my favorite things to do, and it's so beautiful. I actually can't get to the spot that we normally go to because this time of year the tide is so high and the waves are so strong that it covers the place that I normally go. So I figured we'll just go nearby and kind of enjoy it from afar and just watch the waves crash. But yeah, the water looks crazy this morning. I kind of just woke up, got the idea, and ran out the door. So here we are. We're gonna go find a place to sit and enjoy, and yeah, we're just gonna have a chill morning together by the water. Feel like it's kind of impossible to sit by a beautiful view of the ocean and not get a little introspective and just feel overwhelmingly grateful for life. And I was sitting here thinking about how I've come to this island so many times during really strange times in my life, just really transitional periods. And every single time I've come back, I felt like a completely different person. Like I was telling you guys, the first time I came here was after that really big canon event in my life. And I genuinely do feel like my life is before that and after that at this time, because that was just the most recent thing that I feel like completely changed everything around me. And so the first time I came here, being shortly after that and spending the summer here, I just felt like such a sad and broken version of myself, and it makes me want to give that version of myself a hug, because I'm oh my gosh, I just remember how I was feeling back then. And I'm so grateful that I was able to come to this island during that time, because it definitely really helped me a lot, just to be surrounded by nature, somewhere so peaceful, and just to be able to reconnect with myself and my family and figure some things out. And then coming back this past summer was another transitional period in my life, because I just got so fed up with the life that I was living, trying to fit into my hometown and the job that I hated. And, a lot of people have the same story where you just kind of hit your breaking point. And of course, my first thought was I need to come back to the island. This is starting to become the place where I guess I escape to and really find myself. Yes, it has a lot of meaning with my family and my roots and my culture, but it's also become a place of self-discovery for me. And I'm really, really grateful for this, because traveling is definitely a privilege, and it definitely makes it easier that I have family to stay with here for free. Otherwise, I would not have been able to live here for a couple of summers and continue to come back as much as I do. Coming here after this past summer, and maybe things aren't so much super sorted out in my life. I still am living through a lot of uncertainty about the direction that I've headed, but I still feel like I've grown so much, and I'm such a different person from who I was even 6 months ago when I spent the summer here. And I think that's really special, and I like that I have these little traditions and places that I come to now where I can just mark how differently I felt in each phase of my life. And even though I'm only here for a short time this time, I'm really excited to see when I come back in 4 months in the summer how I'm gonna feel then and what I'm going to know about myself and the things that I'm going to be feeling. And I just think that's really cool. I think that's a really special thing. So I'm just sitting here really grateful for everything that's happened in my life, all of the good and the bad that has brought me here several times. And I'm also just grateful for every version of myself that has gotten through all of these times in my life. And I'm excited to see who I'm going to become. And that's just what this island makes me feel. I'm just going to continue to sit here until I get too hungry and I want to go home. A quiet and peaceful place next to the ocean really hates to see an introspective girl like me coming. Getting ready to go on a little hike now, which I'm really excited about, but the weather's been amazing today so far, and me and my aunt were like, we need to go enjoy it while we can, because I'm pretty sure this is the only day it's not going to rain while I'm here, so we have to go outside, and we're going to go hike the Mont Brazil Trail. It's like 4 to 4.5 miles, somewhere in that range. It's a really like good hike where it's one of those where it's like a good enough distance where it feels like a good workout, but it's not like super intense the whole time, which is ideal for me. I prefer hikes like this, so we're about to go drive over there and just get a little bit of movement in and enjoy the nature and the views and the good weather. So I just got ready. I threw on this like green long sleeve workout top that I have, and then just some black leggings. And for shoes, I'm going to be wearing my tried and true. You guys already know how much I love my Salomons. These are the XT6, the Gore-Tex ones, meaning they're waterproof, which is perfect because all the rain, it's probably going to be a little wet on the trail. So I'm going to throw these on, and then absolutely love my little Kavu mini sling bag. And this one is also windbreaker material, so it's waterproof, and it's nice because I can like throw my camera stuff in here, my Kindle, and everything stays dry. I've been actually obsessed with this being somewhere rainy, so I packed my bag. I just need to fill up my water, grab my windbreaker, and we're gonna head out the door. And yeah, let's go for a hike and enjoy some of the nature on the island finally. Hey guys, so I actually just got back home to Porto, and the last day that I was on the island, I honestly just had the laziest day, and I stayed in bed reading my books, stayed at home hanging out with my family. The weather was crazy, so we didn't do anything, so I just kind of disconnected. I wasn't on my phone the whole day and just had like a no screen time day, and it was lovely. So happy to be back in Porto, but I had such an amazing time on the island, hanging out with my family, connecting with my roots, connecting with such a special place to me, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next one.